Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video, I'm going to be reviewing the Bronco Badlands. Now I'm going to try something a little bit different in today's video. Instead of doing the normal walk around, I'm actually going to do a voiceover with the walk around, so it's pretty much going to be the same thing, but just slightly different. Let me know if you guys like it or not. Anyways, before we get in this video, huge shout out and thank you to the Larry Miller Ford here in Draper for giving me some time with this Bronco. Link to the website in the description down below. If you have any questions, just ask for Scott, and then I'll also include a link to my car buying guide. Let's get into it. Under the hood, we have a turbo 2.7 liter V6 that goes through a 10-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy 17 around town, 18 on the highway, with power outputs being 330 horsepower and then 415 pound-feet of torque. Now, before we move forward with this review, I do want to mention if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. Starting with the hood of the Bronco, you can see it raises up towards the center portion there, and then you've got the mirrors attached to the body, which means if you take off the doors, you still have mirrors. That's kind of a W over the Wrangler. And then you've got the signature circular lights. I love the turn signal indicator integration. Got the Bronco logo there front and center. And then we have the fog lights down below and the steel bumper. You've got aggressive recovery points with this as well. And so it all ties in together nicely. You've got underbody protection with this. I mean, it's an off-roader, so you'd hope it has some level of protection underneath. And then you guys can see here with the tire and wheel setup, and this one is the 33-inch tall tire, so you can get these with 35s, but this is the standard setup, which is going to get you slightly better fuel economy. It's also going to handle better on road, so that's another big benefit. But you do still get the Bilstein position sensitive shocks here with this package on the Bronco, so even though you don't get the big tires, you still get the good shocks. Now you've got pretty nice fender flares there. Of course, the Badlands decal on the side. Don't have this cool Sasquatch logo because it's not a Sasquatch. Rock rail protection on the side. And then when it comes to the overall profile, just like a Wrangler, it's got that cool boxy retro style with it. Now, key fob features, we've got our lock and unlock feature, remote start there, and then you just have the Bronco logo on the back, which is nice to have because some of the Fords, like the Raptor, doesn't even have a Raptor logo on the key fob. It's crazy. Now, you do have hydraulic assist with the swing gate and then just regular window. Can kind of like a Wrangler. Well, just like a Wrangler, rather. Now, they've made it so the floor is easy to clean out, which is always a big plus. Good storage underneath. And then you've got a little 12-volt there on the side as well. And this is a little bit bigger than a Wrangler in the back, but it's still not massive because you do have the cage there. Always remember to do the window first. You can actually have the door closed and the window open, but upgraded taillights with this package as well. Got the full-size spare there on the back. And then we have the upgraded bumper. Ford finally got rid of the plastic bumpers with the Broncos. I think enough of us complained about that. And recovery points. Also, even though it's independent front suspension, solid rear axle, so better on-road handling, but then you still get the articulation in the rear for off-road use. Not as good as solid axles front and rear, but gets the job done. Nice trim here on the door panel in the back. Frameless windows, that's one big difference between this and the Wrangler. The Wrangler door sounds more solid to close because it's not a frameless window. But nice trim on the seats. This is one thing I do like about the Broncos is the vinyl seats. You can get leather in them too. I like the vinyl seats though. Durable, easy to clean, easy to maintain. Got little storage netting there. The new Broncos have window controls in the center. You also have vents for the rear passengers, finally, right? And then headroom, because the boxy design, it's good. You've got quite a bit there in the rear. And then you've got the top insulation on top of that. And then with the front door panel here, again, you've got that same kind of soft touch trim, blind spot monitoring with the mirrors. And capacity in the Bronco is better than the Wrangler. This one's over 1,000 pounds. Most of the Wranglers have sub 1,000 pounds of payload. Nice trim on the front seat. It is manually adjustable, so a little bit of a downside with the less loaded up Broncos. You can see with the light control there, it's automatic. You got the nice Bronco grab handle there. Door does sound a little, I mean, you guys can hear with the audio here, but it does sound a little bit flimsier with the Bronco again because of the frameless windows. All of your practical controls there on the right-hand side of the steering wheel. And with the gauge cluster itself, it's fully digital, so that helps out. And then you can see on the left-hand side of the steering wheel, you've got your cruise control and all of that as well. And Goat mode dial will let you go through the different drive modes here. And you've got modes for both on-road and off-road use. And this does have the Baja mode, which is cool. They're kind of combining the Wild Track and the Badlands in one package now. If you've noticed that for 25. 360 camera system. It's got great resolution. And also, on top of that, the infotainment system is pretty quick to respond. You can see it takes a second for some of the tabs to load up, but overall it's a good system. It's easy enough to use. And the big thing is just being user-friendly. And also it's integrated into the dash rather than being popped on. Like the new Jeep infotainment system looks kind of popped on like an afterthought, because it kind of was. Stabilizer bar, disconnect, front and rear diff locks, trail turn assist. Again, this has all the stuff you need for off-roading. Got a little USB port there on the dash. So if you need to put a dash cam or radar, easy enough to add. Physical buttons for the radio controls. You also have dual zone climate controls, as well as heated seats and a heated steering wheel with it. No cooled seats. I wonder when we'll see that. I'm sure they'll eventually add it to the Broncos and the Wranglers, but I feel like it'd go against the whole concept because you have to add perforated trim. I don't know. It's too much fanciness. Anyways, manual shift function there on the shifter. It's 10-speed. You've got the dial for the goat mode select, and then the drive line. This does have two-wheel drive, but also high, 4, and low, and then Ford's trail control system. All of your window controls are there in the center portion. They're automatic, which is nice. You got your mirror adjustment also in the center, which kind of weird. Got the center console, which has nice soft touch trim on the top of it, and then just a regular rear view mirror. 6 auxiliary switches, which is nice, so you can add a bunch of items. The Jeeps only have 4, so benefit with the Bronco. And then just like a Wrangler, top is easy to take off. Lots of glare. This does lead us to the window sticker. So 2025 Badlands with the 2.7 liter V6, 334A equipment group, 63,585 is the total MSRP after all options. And let's see how it performs. Well, Bronco Badlands, the Wrangler Rubicon competitor. I mean, you look at a lot of the packages on the Bronco and it's kind of just like, okay, what's Jeep making? We'll make something that competes against that. So it's like, okay, Wrangler Rubicon, you've got a sway bar disconnect, diff locks, 33-inch tall tires. Okay, we'll do that. Stabilizer bar disconnect's a little bit different, but same concept, right? Increasing articulation with the front end. Sorry, my glasses are on a little bit weird. I was like, man, the world looks kind of funky right now. I will say the vinyl seats, I actually like them. You know, I'm kind of on the team of not really caring if it's real leather or not anymore, because, you know, the synthetic stuff seems to do pretty darn well. The torque is actually quite impressive. It's nice to have V6 power. Man, the seats are manual in this. And it's pretty smooth. Yeah, you can just kind of ride on the torque. I do like the full digital gauge cluster. It's kind of, you know, the original gauge cluster is fine, but the full digital kind of looks just a little bit nicer. It's a little bit more user-friendly, right? Being able to change what information is displayed. Man, that engine's a monster. The 2.3's not bad, but having the 2.7 with the upgraded rear end and only having 33-inch tall tires, it feels like such a strong engine. And once you go up to 35s, the engine, you know, still good, but it doesn't feel quite as powerful. But yeah, with these 33s, it's a peppy thing. Really not bad at all. So in summary, again, this is meant to compete against the Wrangler Rubicon, and I think it does a good job of that. You know, we all know the downside with this on the rock crawling side is the independent front suspension. It's just not going to have as much articulation. But the upside is it's more daily drivable, it's more comfortable, and it can do a little bit of middle speed, high speed off-roading, whereas the Rubicon really can't. So this is kind of a more balanced vehicle in some ways. Less of a tool aimed at just one thing. So let me know what you guys think about the regular Badlands, and let me know if you think if this is worth going for, or should you just go up to the Sasquatch.